Cole and JBL here at ringside, welcoming you to Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Hey, I got top billing tonight. I like it. Keep it up.
Well, what can I say? These Minneapolis fans have got me in such a great mood. I'm feeling especially generous tonight.
He made his opponent look like a chump with that counter.
Rey Mysterio is so fast, so agile, and so talented, and he's proven that he's championship material.
Sure, he was a champ for what? A couple of weeks? Of course, it wasn't anything compared to my legendary reign.
It was longer than that, and if I recall,
he's climbing the turnbuckle. Will this pay off?
Here it is. He's building up a head of steam, and he's about to let his opponent have it.
He's going for the pin.
1, 2.
These superstars give everything they've got when they're in a match like this, but a lot of people don't realize he's got these fans on their feet. They know what's coming.
There it is, a huge 619. I hope this isn't the last time we see these superstars face off.
On the mat, shoulders down. This could be it. I can't believe the lack of respect these fans have for Chavo Guerrero and his legendary family.
I don't think it's the Guerreros they have a problem with. I think it's Chavo himself.
It's so great seeing these superstars in competition here tonight. I had a feeling they were going to wind up against each other sooner or later.
There were times when it seemed like it wasn't going to happen, but I can't tell you how glad I am that it did.
That's for sure. You know, anytime you throw these kind of combustible elements into a match, you're guaranteed a great show.
And that's exactly what we're seeing here tonight.
No superstar in the locker room can afford to ignore the WWE fans.
You're right about that. Without the fans, we'd all be out of a job. Look at these fans. They didn't like that one bit.
Yeah, well, I got some bad news for the WWE fans. He doesn't care what they think.
He may get the 3 count right here.
2.
We've seen this before. He'll do whatever it takes to win and take every advantage he can.
Of course he will. That's what you got to do to survive in this business. I've been looking forward to this match all night.
So have I. It's certainly been one of the most anticipated matchups in recent weeks.
And usually when you got that kind of hype, it's tough to live up to expectation, but these superstars aren't having any trouble doing that.
They sure aren't. And
that is just about the last thing you want to see in a match.
I've got to agree with you. Just watching something like that makes me cringe.
Man, I don't want this match to end.
I'm with you, partner, but it's got to end sooner or later.
Well, whichever way it goes, no one can say that.
Look at this, a blatant choke.
That ring rope's crushing the throat, cutting off the flow of blood and oxygen.
2, 3.
Man, this one's turned into a fight, pure and simple.
We knew it was going to be intense. We knew it was going to be physical. But I don't think anyone was prepared for this.
I got to admit, it took me by surprise, and that doesn't happen often.
That's an understatement. You've been in hundreds of matches in your career. We've both called hundreds more. We usually have a pretty good idea of what to expect, but not this time.
I guess it just goes to show you anything can happen here in the WWE. Even if you wind up winning a match like this, you're going to be feeling it for the next week.
Yes, but that's the case if you lose as well. And having to deal with emotional as well as physical pain is that much worse.
Hey, that's pretty insightful for a guy who's never wrestled a match in his life. That's smart strategy, using the ring rope for a weapon like that.
I don't know if you'd call it strategy or flat-out ruthlessness.
1, 2, 3.
A lot of people think Rey Mysterio's really exciting to watch, but he just doesn't have the size nor the strength to compete at this level.
I think you're selling Mysterio short, no pun intended. Mysterio's developed so much can go wrong from that top turnbuckle.
Instead of pandering to the fans, you should really keep your head in the match.
Come on, you're looking at a superstar who can feed off a crowd and use that energy to win the match.
I think these superstars are going to keep it up until they've got literally nothing left to give.
And that's the attitude you have to take to win. You know that your opponent isn't going to hold anything back, and you can't afford to either.
I'd love to know where you're coming up with this stuff, because it sure ain't from personal experience. Come on, quit showing off. This is a wrestling match, not a popularity contest.
We've seen this before. He's been wrestling his style of match, and he's coming up on a big payoff.
These superstars are so unpredictable. I'm having a hard time figuring out what they're going to do next.
I don't think you're going to be able to. Just sit back and enjoy the ride.
I knew it was only a matter of time before we saw that.
Uh-oh, we know where this one's going.
The gory bomb! He just scored in a big way with that gory bomb!
The First Amendment in action here tonight.
I'm all for freedom of expression, whether I agree with what they're saying or not.
He's going for the pin! This
1,
could be it!
2.